Hello everyone, welcome to Base NetSet lecture. Uh, First of all, I'm going to speak something about BASE. BASE or Bengali Academia for Social Empowerment is a registered trust of academics and like-minded professionals. Uh, we have created this trust with interest of creating socio-cultural capital and engage in intellectual reform for backward segments of society. We are looking towards ensuring constitutional justice in the wake of COVID-19 lockdown and fund devastation. We have uh, done a lot of relief welfare activities, and we have reached almost 30,000 people. Base has conducted 35 community kitchens, and we are still doing whatever is required to help the downtrodden of the society. Now I ask Nari ma'am to move on from here.
Okay, thank you, Abid. Assalamu alaikum. Namaskar and good evening to all of you present here, our guests, delegates, base members, and all others. Before starting the session, let me announce few instructions for attending the session for our dear participants. Please mute your audio and put off your video during the lecture. Please don't share your screen in the lecture session. Please don't see the participants list and do not try to take any screenshots because that creates disturbance during the session. Please note that the whole session, including questions and your messages, get recorded. Please submit your feedback after the end of the lecture. Please do not interrupt the speaker during the lecture. Type your question in the chat box and it will be attended in the question answer session after the completion of the lecture. If you face any problem, please write in the chat box. It will be taken care by us. So I must repeat the more important thing. Please mute your audio and put off your video during the lecture. And please don't share your screen during the lecture session. Thank you for your patience hearing. BASE is organizing different lectures in a series since long time. Today's lecture topic is logical reasoning and mathematical aptitude. It is my pleasure to welcome and introduce our speaker and chair for today's lecture. I'm happy to introduce Sheikh Asif Akram, who has done his master's and currently doing PhD from IIT Bombay in quantum physics and theoretical physics. He has undergone several projects and mentored different projects. He acted as coordinator, PG Academic Council, was General Secretary, Research Scholars Association of Physics in IIT Bombay. He is a kind of sporty person as well as keeping equal interest in cultural activities and bagged many awards. He is one of the founding father of Kolkata-based cultural organization NEHAI, as well as one of the contributors to NEHAI magazine, chief organizer for several educational sessions, programs in IIT Bombay. He is founder and co-founder of Theoretical Physics Journal Club, Department of Physics, IIT Bombay. He is author of Response to Insights article. So we are happy for your kind consideration for the today's our speaker to deliver lecture in today's session. So thank you so much for your kind consideration for your lecture on this platform. Next, let me introduce and welcome chair of today's session. I'm happy to welcome Mr. Rabiul Islam, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, St. Xavier's College. He has done MSc in Pure Mathematics from University of Calcutta. His specialization is functional harmonic analysis. His area of interest is on functional analysis, differential and algebraic topology, symplectic geometry. He got publication of research papers in his credit. He acted as guide of many MSc projects. And I must mention, he is one of our base members. paper 2. So thank you so much for both of you, our today's speaker and chair. So I request Mr. Rabiul Islam to chair today's session. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Rabiul Islam.
I would like to express my gratitude uh, to Base for asking me to chair this session, and I welcome all of you. My heartiest greetings to all of you, and also especially today's speaker, Sheikh Asif Akram. I know him from a very long time when he was a student at Presidency College. He has keen interest in mathematical physics and working presently at IIT Mumbai in the area of physics, which is connected to this today's topic, which requires that mathematical aptitude and definitely logical reasoning. And he's going to speak on not only this topic, but also he's going to connect that with the questions of national eligibility test, since BES has taken an initiative to give youngsters an idea of this national exam for pursuing higher studies, especially PhDs, that NET exam. And I hope Asif will do that. So I request the today's speaker, Asif, to present his deliberation.
Thank you, everybody. Am I audible? Hello? Hello,
Yes,
am I
yes, you are
audible?
audible. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Rabiul sir and Abid and Nargis ma'am. So today we'll primarily talk about some mathematical aptitude as well as data interpretation part, which the students requested me most. And then, if time permit, and at the end of the session, I'll talk about how to qualify UGC NET exam and any competitive exam for the matter. And then and in between, if you have any question, you write in the chat. The chair or any or Nargis ma'am or Abid can directly ask me that question, and I will answer it. Okay, because too many people, if they simultaneously ask question, that will be a problem. So I think someone from base should direct the question to me, so that will be helpful for me as well as you. So we'll start from the very basics of mathematics. We'll try to see how this session goes. If it goes well, we'll do another one or two more sessions before the NET exam. So let me start with the very basic mathematical thing called average. Can you people see? Just tell me, huh?
ঠিক আছে
Is it fine? So suppose there are 5 numbers: 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. What is the average of these numbers? You can write in the chat box and just tell me what is the average of this number. Anybody? Correct. This is 5. Exactly. So what is the procedure to find the average? It's simple. Sum all the numbers 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 and divide by the total number, which is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So sum all the numbers, divide by total number. That is the result. So here it's simplified. Right? This is 25 by 5. It is 5. So this is the very basic question of average. So now we move to some exact questions. So for example, there is a question in the KBS Madan book. In the average section, it's 5.41. I'll write the question. It is 211. So write the question. So the average weight of 8% increase by 22.5 when a person of 60 kg is replaced by another person. The question is, what is the weight of that new person? So, can you understand this? Can you understand this question? The average weight of 8%, there are 8%, okay? So they have different weights, for example, 56, 60, 63, 65, something like that. So now what you are doing is you are taking a person who has 60 kg weight among those 8 and you are replacing by someone who has a different weight. And now the average of the weight is increasing by 2.5. The replaced person weight, that is the question. I hope everybody understands. So you can simultaneously try and write your answer. I'll do the solution. You can simultaneously try and write in the chat box. So suppose the average weight is X. So the average weight is X. So the total weight is 8 into X. Now does anybody have the problem with the equation? Because this is a vital equation here. Because if you can understand this equation, you can solve this kind of problem. So I am minusing 60. I am adding another number y, which is unknown, and because the average is increasing by 2.5, I am writing 8 into x plus 2. 85 is not there. Who is asking 85 kg? So now can everybody see this? Is it clear now? Yeah. So average weight is x. So total weight is 8x. Now you are replacing 60 with some unknown weight. So 8x minus 60 plus y. Does anybody has any question regarding this? 8x minus 60 plus y equal to 8 into x plus 2.5. So now It's so bear with me. Let me write just. So this is 8x minus 60 plus y in the left hand side, and the right hand side it is 8x plus 8 into 2.5. What is this? 8 into 2.5 is 20, right? So you can see one thing, the 8x is common both sides, right? Can you see this? In the left hand side there is a 8x, and the right hand side there is a 8x. So 8x you can cut. So what is left? Y equal to 60 plus 20. So that is 80. Everybody understood? If anybody has any question, you can ask. Everybody is fine with this? Correct. Cool. So Ajuba Sarkar, can you unmute if base allows, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, unmute koro Ajuba Sarkar.
Okay, so we'll move to the next question. If there is no other question, we will move to the next question. Fine, this is clear, right?
স্যার একটু মানে প্রথম থেকে কিভাবে ওটা করলেন একটু বললে ভালো হতো, মানে বুঝতে পারছি না।
আচ্ছা, কে এটা?
মেহেরুল বলছি।
আচ্ছা। হ্যাঁ, তো বেসিক্যালি ধরো তোমাকে একটা অ্যাভারেজ দেওয়া আছে, ঠিক আছে? সো দ্যার ইজ অ্যাভারেজ ইজ এক্স, ওকে? এবার যে টোটাল নাম্বারটা হলো 8, সো টোটাল এজ উইল বি 8 ইন্টু এক্স। সো 8 জন আছে, অ্যাভারেজ এক্স 8 দিয়ে গুণ করলে 8x হয়ে গেল। এবার বলছে একজন ওদের মধ্যে আছে যার ওজন হলো 60, তাহলে 8x থেকে আমি 60 কে বাদ দিলাম এবং সেটা রিপ্লেস হবে একটা আননোন একটা ওয়েট দিয়ে। এটা সরি, এটা ওয়েট, তাই তো? সো একটা আননোন ওয়েট দিয়ে সেটা রিপ্লেস হবে। সো 80 মাইনাস 60 প্লাস একটা আননোন ওয়াই ইকুয়াল টু তোমার হয়ে গেল 8। এবার অ্যাভারেজটা 2.5 বেড়ে গেল, তার মানে 8x প্লাস 2.5। এটা ক্লিয়ার? এইটুকু ক্লিয়ার আছে? মানে 8 জনের মধ্যে একজনের হলো ওয়েট হলো 60, সেটাকে আমি রিপ্লেস করছি y দিয়ে, ওকে? সো 8x মাইনাস 60টাকে বাদ দিয়ে দিলাম, ওয়াইটাকে যোগ করলাম, তাহলে টোটাল ওয়েটটা পেয়ে গেলাম নতুন 8 জনের। এবার সেইটাতে আগের যে x ছিল অ্যাভারেজ, সেটা 2.5 বেড়ে গেল। সো 8 ইন্টু এক্স প্লাস 2.5। ক্লিয়ার মেহরুল? সো এবার আমরা অ্যালজেব্রা করব। 8x মাইনাস 60 প্লাস y রাইট হ্যান্ড সাইডে হয়ে যাবে 8x।
স্যার অল ক্যালকুলেশন ইজ ক্লিয়ারড।
ওকে, ফাইন। সো এটা 8x প্লাস 20 হয়ে যাবে, ওখান থেকে y টা 80 চলে আসবে। চল মুভ টু দ্য নেক্সট কোয়েশ্চেন। এটা এই জন্য করছি কারণ তোমাদের যাতে অঙ্কগুলোতে প্রত্যেকটা একটু ধরে ধরে কয়েকটা করানো হয়, তাহলে তোমার যাতে সুবিধা হয়, সেই জন্য আমি করছি। তো এরপরে আমরা নেক্সট কোশ্চেন যেটা দেখবো 212, সেটা বলছে দ্য অ্যাভারেজ ওয়েট অফ 8 আর্টিকেলস ইজ 25 কেজি। তাহলে অ্যাভারেজ ওয়েট অফ 8 articles 25 kg. তারপরে বলছে if the average weight of 3 of them is 20 kg, then what is the average weight of the 5 articles? তাহলে বলছে তিনটে average weight of 3 of them হলো 20 kg, তাহলে বাকি পাঁচটার কত? কারেক্ট? বুঝতে পেরেছো কোশ্চেনটা? তাহলে রেস্ট অফ 5 এর অ্যাভারেজ ওয়েট কত? Is the question clear? Average weight of 8 articles is 25 kg. Average weight of 3 articles is 20 kg. তাহলে রেস্ট অফ 5 articles এর অ্যাভারেজ ওয়েট কত? Is it clear? So now তোমরা প্যারালালি করো, আমি করছি। So total weight of okay, তাহলে 200 থেকে আমি 60 বাদ দেব, যেটা টোটাল তিনটের ওজন, এটাকে 5 দিয়ে ভাগ করে দেবো। তো 200 থেকে 60 বাদ দিলে কত হয়? 140। 140 কে 5 দিয়ে ভাগ করলে কত হয়? 140, 5, 5 2 10, 5 8 40, তাহলে 28। 28 হলো অ্যান্সার। কোনো কারো প্রশ্ন আছে? Correct. Mehboob, correct answer. Tania Parvin, correct answer. Mehrul Sardar, correct answer. Azad Sheikh, correct answer. Correct. তাহলে তোমরা মোটামুটি সবাই সঠিক অ্যান্সার দিয়েছো। এবার আমরা ডাটা ইন্টারপ্রিটেশন একটু ঢুকি। আমরা পরে যদি সময় পাই তাহলে আবার অ্যাভারেজের অন্য অঙ্ক করবো, কিন্তু এখন আমরা ডাটা ইন্টারপ্রিটেশন পার্টটাতে ঢুকছি। এই 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 যে কটা করালাম সে কটা পারলে অ্যাভারেজের অঙ্কগুলো করে দেওয়া আসা যাবে। এর থেকে কঠিন আসবে না, ঠিক আছে? So explain in English also. Okay. So question was average weight of eight articles is 25. So total, what is the total weight is 25 multiplied by 8. So this is 200. And then average of 3 is 20. So total weight of that 3 is 60. 20 into 3 is 60. So the total weight of 5, rest of the 5 is 200 minus 60. So that is equal to 140. So the average is 140 divided by 5. So that is 28. Is it clear, Ronak Roy? Ronak, is it clear? Okay, very good. So we'll move to data interpretation, which is very important because there will be 10 marks question almost from the data interpretation, and if you can correctly do it, you'll get all the 10 marks. So 10 out of 100 is very important, right? So we'll go to the data interpretation and we will try to finish it today completely, the whole data interpretation project. Okay. So we have to start fast. And if there is another session, we'll do some more maths and logics, because today it will be slightly difficult to go into that. So we'll focus on data interpretation and we'll try to finish it. So data interpretation is chapter 7. Let me check. Chapter 7, page 323. Okay. Okay. So this is, I think, need to be. Can everybody see this question? So this is a table. Can everybody see the table? Can everybody see? Because if I write it, it will take time. That's why I'm showing you the table.
Yes, sir. You can continue.
Do you have this? Do you have this book with you?
Yes, sir. This is better. This is better than board, sir.
Yeah. So just either write this or base lecture can present. The page number is 323. Yeah, can you make it full screen? Yeah. Just zoom it full zoom. If you can zoom the page. Is it possible to zoom, Abid? Do one thing, make it continuous. Make it continuous and then zoom.
স্যার এটা আমরা নিজের থেকে ফোন থেকে তো জুম করে নিতে পারবো স্যার, অসুবিধা নেই স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, তো করতে পারছো কি? দেখো তো আসছে, ক্লিয়ার আসছে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আসছে ক্লিয়ার।
আসছে।
ওকে, ফাইন। সো ওকে, ভেরি গুড। সেই কোশ্চেনটা একবার দেখো ভালো করে, এই জায়গাটা। So just see that part. It's saying study the table given below and answer questions 1 to 5. Okay, there are 5 questions. These are 10 marks. You have to attempt all the 5 questions. So, and what is it? The table shows the population of 3 states. There are 3 states, A, B, C. A, B, C has some population which is given in lakhs. So for example, for state A, 2002 population was 4.5 lakhs, 2003 4.8, 2004 5.2, and like that. Similarly for B and C. Is it clear now? Now we'll move to the just write it down on your notebook. Just a second. People just write it down on your notebook, that data, so that we can attempt those questions. Can you go back to that page? 323. 323. Yeah. This page. Just write it down, because we'll solve 5 questions from here. $323. It's yeah. The last part. Practice, where the practice part is written. Yeah. Practice exercise. Yeah. So this table, just write it down. Okay. Don't. Yeah. Just write it down. All those 5 years for ABC. So we'll take 1 minute and then we'll move to the solutions. So next time what we'll do is we'll share this page in JPG format if we do again, so that you have those things already with your mobile. So is it done? Can you move to the questions? Not visible. So let me try. So go to my thing. I think it's visible. Ronak. Yeah. Can you move to the questions? You'll move to the questions. Okay. Is it okay now?
Okay.
Okay. So question number 1. What is the average population of state B for all years together? Okay, this is very easy question. So go back to that thing. So B has a list of all 5 years population. Okay, 2002 কত ছিল, 2003 কত ছিল, 2004, 5, 6, 7. So what you have to do is you have to sum over all those things. আমরা অলরেডি অ্যাভারেজের মানে ডিসকাস করেছি, তাহলে বি এর you have to add 3.2, 3.6, 3.4, 3.8, 4.1 and 4.4. There are 6 years. You have to add them and you have to divide by 6. Okay, so let me write. 3.2, 3.6 plus 3.4, 3.8, 3.4, 3.8, then 4.1, 4.4, 4.1 plus 4.4. So adding it, there are 2 ways to add. The easiest way is you just add the whole numbers. 3 plus 3, this is 6, 3, 9, plus 3 is 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 4 is 20. So 20 plus 0.2, 0.6, 0.8, plus 0.4, 1.2, 2, 2.1, 2.5. So 20 plus 2.5 is 22.5. You have to divide by 6. So 22.5 divide by 6 is 6, 3, 18, 45. Then 6, 7, 42, 30. 3.75 is the correct answer. Everybody understood this? This is very easy. This simple average. You first add all those numbers for different years. There are 6 years. The total is 22.5. You divide by 6, that is 3.75. Simple. Nothing complicated here. Yeah, cool. So we'll go to the next question. So what is the percentage increase in population of state A between 2002 and 2003? Okay. So for A, what is the population in 2002? 2002 population is 4.5 for A, and 2003 population is 4.8. So population has increased from 4.5 to 4.8, right? So what is the percentage increase? So we'll do that. Is the first question clear for everyone? I hope so. So percentage increase (4.8) minus 4.5 divided by 4.5 into 100%. So for percent, you have to just multiply it by 100%. Okay, so this is 0.3 divided by 4.5 into 100%. So what is 0.3 by 4.5? It is 15. So 15 by 100. So 6.67%. Is everybody okay? Yeah, everybody is okay? Is it clear? Just write yes in the message box. Okay. So we can move to the next question. Is it fine? Yeah, we'll move to the next question. So question number 3. Question number 3 says, what was the difference between combined population of all 3 states for the year 2004 and 2005? So you have to combine 2004 population and 2005 population and make a difference. Okay. So let's go back to the question. So see 2004 and 2005. Total 2004. What is the total? We don't have to do it on the board. What is the total? Just calculate and write it in the chat box. Just total of the 2004. 5.2 plus 3.4 plus 5.8. So it's simply 11 plus 3.4, 14.4, right? 14.4. And what is the 2005 population? 5.4 plus 6.3 plus 3.8. So 5 plus 3 plus 6 is 8 plus 6, 14, and this is 1.5, 15.5. So 15.5 minus 14.4. So it is 1,10,000, right? Is it correct? 1,10,000 is the answer. Is it correct? Everybody is getting it? So the answer is 1,10,000. C. Yeah, just minus 15.5 and 14.4. They're in lakhs. So it is 1,10,000. Okay. I think we can move to the next question. This is very easy. This is not very difficult. Just sum all the 2004 and 2005 and take a minus. Take the difference. That's it. There is nothing complicated here. So we'll move to the next question. Question number 4. What was the average population of all 3 states in 2006? So we'll go to 2006. So what is the way to calculate the average? You add all the 2006 population and you divide by 3. So 5.8, 4.1, 6.6. So 5.8, 4.1, 6.6. So 5 plus 4, 9 plus 6, 15. 8 plus 1, 9, 9 plus 6, 15. So this is 16.5 divided by 3. So this is 5.5. Is it correct? Everybody is getting 5.5? This is easy. Just add the 3 numbers of 2006 and divide by 3. .5 is the correct answer. Okay, is this okay? So we'll move to the last question of this question, and then we'll go to another question. So the last question says, question number 5. It says, what is the ratio between combined population of all 3 states in 2004 and 2005? So we have already calculated the population, right? 15.5 divided by 14.4. That is the total population, 15.5 and 14.4. So this is again 14. So 2004 was 14.4. So 14.4 divide 15.5. So just the point will go away, right? Just multiply by 10 both sides. Okay. So this is 144 by 155. And they have no common factor. So it will be simply 144 divided by 155. Fine. So the ratio is 144, 155. Is it correct? Yeah, 144, 155. If anybody has any question for this particular data interpretation question, you can unmute and ask. Okay, because we'll go to another 2-3 questions and then we'll wind up. Does anybody has any question? Okay, so we'll move to the next question. So this is the study the following table carefully and answer questions 6 to 10. It consists of data on the number of candidates who appeared from 5 schools in the board exam from 2004 to 2008. So there are 5 years and there are 5 board schools. Okay. And how many candidates appeared, that is given here. So in 2004 year, from school A 650 students appeared, from C 820 appeared, some things like that. Okay, do you understand this table, everybody? The left side is year, the right side is school. The columns are school, the rows are years. Okay, so year column correspond to the particular school. School D year 2004, school E 2004, things like that. So here 5 years data for 5 different school is given. Simple. Now we'll go to the question. First question. The number of students who appeared from school E in 2004 is approximately what percentage of total number of students who appeared from all school together that year? So 2004 he is talking about, right? They are talking about 2004. So see, class from school A, this is 650, 760, 820, 800 and 780. So what is 780 in percentage with the total students? So we'll calculate the total and we will calculate the percentage of E. So আমরা টোটালটা ক্যালকুলেট করব। So what is total? 650 plus 760. You do it parallelly. তোমরা parallelly করো। 820, 800 plus 780. So 780 এইটা কত পার্সেন্টেজ টোটালটা সেটা বার করতে হবে। 780. So what is the total of this? 650 plus 760 is 1410 plus 820, 22, 30, 30, 37, 38, 10, right? Total is 38, 10. Is it correct? 38, 10 is the correct. Is it correct? What is the total you are getting? 650, 760, 820, 800, 780. What is the total? Is it 3810? Yeah. So everybody is getting 3810. So what you have to do is you have to calculate 780 in as a percentage of the total. So 780 by 3810 into 100%. So 100% is you have to do all the time, right? This 100 will be multiplied whatever it is, and whatever answer comes, that is the percentage. So fraction to percentage is always multiplied by 100%. This is the rule. Okay. So 780, what you can do is you can cut this 0 and 0, and you can make this 0 here, 7800. So this 100 is gone now. So now this is 380, 7800 by 381. This is the percentage. So 38 and 780. So you have to do a rough calculation. 38 by 780. So 38 into 2 is 76. And then there is 20. So there will be 20 and 200, and this will be like 20.5. Something around 20.5% will be there, right? So let's see options. So option is there is 20%, 18%, 25%. Yeah, 760. So this will be close to 20. What is the answer you are getting? 780 as a percentage of 3810. So it's around 20%. Approximate, they have asked approximate answer. So it's coming around 20.5 around. So the answer will be 20%, is it? Okay, very good question. So again, just read the question again. The question says, so here see this. 2004 is approximately is the important point, approximately. So you have to give an approximate answer. So what is the trick? I'll go through it again. So 780 divided by 381 into 100%. So what to do? First cut this 0 and this 0. So this 0 gone. Okay. And this 0 you put here. Okay. Because 780 multiplied by 10 is 7800. So now, because 381 is a difficult thing to calculate, just make it 38. 38 and 780. Okay. You're cutting the last digits. You're not taking into consideration. To make the complete calculation simple, you just ignore the last digits. Okay. So 38 by 78. So 38, 2 is 76, and then 20 is coming. So this is 0. Because 20 is not divisible by 38, so you put 0, and then there will be some fraction. So answer is 20. That's it. Clear? 38 multiplied by 20 is 760. That is close to 780. So that is the answer. Is it clear? Okay, good. So we'll move to next question. What is the average number of students who appeared from school B for all years? So school B, what is the average for all years? So add all the school B numbers, 760, 740, 820, 880, 840, and divide by 5. 760, 740, 820, 880, 840. So 760, 740, 820, 880, okay. So what is the total? 760 plus 740 is 1500, 2320, 3200, 40, 100, 40, right? Is it 40, 40? What is the total? 40, 40? Is it correct? So 40, 40 divided by 5. 808. Correct answer is 808. Everybody is getting 808. Simple. Just add the 5 and divide by 5. Yeah. Another answer, if another correct answer comes, then I'll move to the next question. Yeah. So we'll move to the next question. After finishing this, we'll simply discuss, because doing on board is not you cannot waste all the time on doing board practices only. So after these 5 questions, we'll move to discussion session. So next question is, the number of students who appeared in 2006 from school A is what percentage of the total number of students who appeared from school A for all the years together? So just focus on A. 650, 700, 800, 750, 850. 650, 700, 800, 750, 850. So what is the 2006? What is the number in 2006? 800. So what is 800 as a percentage of the total? That you have to calculate. 800 as a percentage of total. Okay, so we'll calculate the total first. So total is 650, 700, 800, 850, 750 and 850. Sorry. So this is 750 and 850. So the total will be 650, 750 gives you 1400, and 700, 800, 1500, 2900, and 850. So this is 3750, right? 3750 is the total is coming. 3750, 650, 700, 800, 750, 850. 3750. 3750. Now what you have to do is you have to divide 800 by 3750 into 100%. So yeah, 0, 0, 5. So 5, 16 by 75. So next 5, next 5. So 48 by 3. 48 by sorry, 64 by 3. 64 by 3. So 3, 21.33%. Is it correct? 21.33. This is simple calculation. 800 divided by 3750 into 100%, 21.33. Is everybody okay with this? Correct. Who else is getting 21.33? This is simple. For class school A, you add number of students for all years 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have added that. We have got a total 3750. So what is 2006's percentage? 2006 population student number 800 divided by 3750 multiplied by 100%. Whatever the calculation result is, that is the answer. The result of the calculation is 21.33. Okay, correct. If another answer comes, we'll go to the next question. Okay, so moving to the next question. So question number 9. What is the ratio between the total number of students who appeared in 2004 and 5 from school C and D respectively? Okay. So simply what they are asking is, you have to first read the question carefully. What is the ratio between the total number of students who appeared in 2004 and 5? So you have to add 2004 and 5 number of class school 6 and school D and take the ratio. So for 6C, just for C, 2004 and 2005 is 820 plus 860. And for uh, for class D, 2004 and 2005 is 800 plus 780. So you have to take the ratio between this and this total. So 820 plus 860 divided by 800 plus 780. So 820 plus 860 divided by 800 plus 780. Okay. So 820 plus 860 is 1680 divided by 1580. Okay. So 00 will be gone. Okay. 00 is gone. So next is you can try with 2, 7, 9, 2, 8, 4. So 84 by 79. So this is 1.50. So this is 50. 500 divided by 79 is around 6. So 1.06. So 1.06 is to 1, something like that. Or let me see. What are the option? So yeah, so just this is the option simply. 84 is to 79. They have not gone to any fraction option. So this is 84 into 79. That's it. Okay. Correct. 84, 79. So again, the total number of 2004, 2005 students number for class school C, and 2004, 2005 student number for school D. The ratio will be total of those numbers for C, total of those numbers for D. Total number is 1680, 1580. You take the ratio, that's it. So after dividing by 2, you get 84 is to 79. That is the answer. Okay. Is it okay? They don't have any common factor. So we'll make it 84 is to 79. Okay. The last question. What is the average number of students who appeared from the given schools in 2007? In 2007, you can see for school A, it is 750, school B, 880, school C, 920, 840, and 790. You have to take the average. That's it. Simple as that. So if you learn how to do average, you can do any data interpretation problem. That's the message. That's the message here. So we'll add 2007, 750, 880, 920, 840, 790. 750, 880. 920, 840, 790. 750, 880, 920, 840, 790. Okay. So what is the sum of these numbers? So 750, 880. So just we'll do 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. Last is 0. Then 5, 8, 13, 15, 19, 28. 28, 2, 8 থেকে 2, 9, 8 17, 9 26, 8 34, সাথে 34 আর সাথে 41, তাই তো? 4180, 4180. Is it correct? 4180. So we have to divide 4180 by 5. So 5, 8, 40, 18, 5 3 15, 30, 5 6 30. 836 is the correct answer. 836 is the correct answer. Okay. Okay. So fine. So this is the practice session. We are concluding the practice session for now. We'll talk about some general features of NET and mathematics. Okay, and then we'll see. So okay, so now, okay, everybody got the answer. So now, if you have any questions, you can ask me. So first, I will tell you some common things regarding the NET exam. First of all, since you don't have much time, what you have to do is currently is you have to practice at least last 5 years question. So starting from, for example, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there are 2 into 5, 10 questions. So you have to solve 10 questions. And you have to solve all the questions without consulting your answer. So first, try to finish 2015 June, all the questions one by one. And after you finish it, you consult the question. Okay. Then see how many you have corrected, how many not. If something is not correct, then you try again. After 2015 is finished, go to 2015 December, then go to 2016 June, 2016 December, and then when you come to 2019, you will find that many of the questions is very easy for you now. So you can just complete 50 questions very easily. And the rest of the 50 questions, those will come with practice and some readings that you have to do. So KBS Madan book is actually very good for UGC NET aspirants. The mathematics that you will get is this kind of average and percentage, fraction, this kind of questions. Not very difficult. For science background, but easily the part 1 part I'm talking about. So what you have to do is you have to have 2 notebooks. One notebook for solving all the questions for last 5 years, starting from 2015 June. So you write in your headline of the notebook, lekho je 2015 June answer. Ekdar theke question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Prottekta question porpor sajano thakbe, and then you complete 2015 June. Once it is complete, check which is correct, which is not. Tick mark against the answers. প্রত্যেকটাতে টিক মার্ক দিতে থাকো এবং যেগুলো যেগুলো ঠিক হচ্ছে এগুলোতে টিক থাকবে, যেগুলো যেগুলো ভুল হচ্ছে ওগুলো দেখে নেবে কোন কিবা কোথায় আছে না আছে এবং সেগুলো অ্যানসার গুলো বুঝে নেবে। যদি না বুঝতে পারো গ্রুপে জিজ্ঞেস করবে, আমাদের যে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপ আছে, you should ask whatever question you have in that group. তারপর 2015 ডিসেম্বর এই করে যেতে পারো। তাহলে তোমার অসাধারণ রেজাল্ট হবে, এটুকু আমি মনে করি। অ্যাটলিস্ট তুমি 50% মার্কস পাবে, 100-র মধ্যে 50 অন্তত পাবে। নাও যে ম্যাথ এখন দু ধরনের পার্ট আছে, একটা হলো ম্যাথ অ্যান্ড লজিক পার্ট, যেটা নিয়ে আমরা আজকে ডিসকাস করছি। লজিক পার্টটা একটা বড় পার্ট, ওটা আমরা আরেকদিন ডিসকাস করব আলাদা করে। কিন্তু ম্যাথ পার্টের যে ব্যাপারটা হলো, ম্যাথ পার্টের তোমাদের কোশ্চেন গুলো খুব সহজ, খুব একটা কঠিন নয়। সো ফলে বেশিরভাগ কোশ্চেন তুমি যদি এই বেসিক জিনিসটা বুঝে নাও, যে অ্যাভারেজ করতে হয় কি করে, পার্সেন্টেজ কি করে করতে হয়, রেশিও কিভাবে বার করতে হয়, ফ্র্যাকশন কিভাবে বার করতে হয়, তাহলে খুব ইজিলি চলে আসবে। তুমি প্রত্যেকটা কোশ্চেন ট্রাই করবে, না পারলে আমাদেরকে বলবে, আমরা খাতায় অঙ্কগুলো করে তোমাকে ওর ছবি নিয়ে অ্যান্সারটা পাঠিয়ে দেবো যদি অসুবিধা হয়, কিংবা আমরা অডিও করে কিংবা লিখে তোমাদেরকে অ্যান্সারটা বলে দেবো। অন্য স্টুডেন্টও বলতে পারে, আমিও বলতে পারি, বা অন্য আর কেউ যদি বলতে চাই সেও বলতে পারে। তো আমাদের নেক্সট পরীক্ষা অবধি যেটা থাকবে, তোমরা 1 থেকে 2015-16 সলভ করবে। দরকার হলে আমরা সেশনের মতো করে করতে পারি। যখন যেটা অসুবিধা হবে বলবে আমাদেরকে, হ্যাঁ। এবং আমরা 19 অবধি যদি সব কোশ্চেন করার পর করে ফেলতে পারো, মোটামুটি যদি 60-70% কোশ্চেন কারেক্ট করতে পারো, পরীক্ষা হলে ওরকম 60-70% কারেক্ট অ্যান্সার আসবে। আরেকটা যেটা জিনিস তোমাকে করতে হবে, লজিক পার্টটার জন্য একটু ওইটাতে একটু বোঝার আছে, সেটা আমরা একদিন ডিটেলসে ডিসকাস করবো। সেটাতে বোর্ড দরকার পড়বে না, আমরা এমনি কোশ্চেন আর ইন্টারঅ্যাক্টিভ একটা সেশন রাখবো সেখানে, মানে মাঝখানে মাঝখানে তোমরা কোশ্চেন করতে পারবে, এবং সেইখানে আমরা লজিকের যে ডিফারেন্ট সাটেলিটি গুলো সেগুলো ডিসকাস করবো। তাহলে লজিক পার্টটা আমরা একদিন আলাদা সেশন রাখবো। ম্যাথামেটিক্স পার্টে যদি কোনো কিছু বাকি থাকে বোঝার, তো এক্ষুনি বলো, আমরা সেটা কিছুটা ডিসকাস করি। কিন্তু আমার মনে হয় না খুব একটা কঠিন কিছু আর আছে। আর আর তোমাদের যদি কোনো কোশ্চেন থাকে তোমরা করতে পারো। সো the floor is open for question and answer.
আচ্ছা, এবার কাইন্ডলি রবিউল স্যার যদি কিছু বলতে চান, তারপরে আমরা কোয়েশ্চেনের দিকে এগাবো।
Okay, thank you, Asif, for giving this illuminative lectures for NET aspirants. I mean, the topic was about bit of mathematics, so I would like to make one comment. Just what Asif has said, along with that, I'm going to add one point. What he has mentioned, all are important, but one point is those who have already given NET exam, he has given you various tricks that you solve this question, and then you go through in the reverse way whether all your answers are correct or not. These are all required, but one thing you must have observed, that when you have given exam, immediate after exam, when you came out from the exam hall, suddenly you started feeling that if it is allowed to sit again the exam, immediate after that, you will be in comfortable zone, because you have realized in the process of giving exam, you have actually solved some of the exercises in a very lengthy method, and that is the way you lost your time. And at the end, few questions are still left, and if you could get time, you can solve them. That feeling immediately comes in your mind, I mean, in most of the times. And to overcome these things, I would like to give you 1 or 2 tips for that. One is that, see, solving questions is important, definitely. And the way you solve in your master exam or undergraduate exam or any other exams, you actually got huge amount of time there, because the questions was lengthy, say 5 marks, 10 marks questions, and you were given enough amount of time to do that. But here, the number of question is very high. The number of questions within
this 3 hours, you have to answer maybe more than 100 questions. But that was not the case in your master degree program. The total number of questions probably 20 to 25, but it is more than 100. So for that, solving the question is not only enough, but solving the problem in the best way or in the shortest method. As Ashif, the speaker, today's speaker, has discussed at many points, computation of average and some other things. You all know that method, but while doing, you spend a lot of times. But he actually explained how to do that by using simple tricks or within a moment. So if you know a topic, you should not be satisfied yourself. What is to do is, you know the shortest path of getting the solution. And some of the questions in NET, what is to score? So suppose you have to score 50%, okay? Out of 200, maybe you have to score 100. If 50% of that or 40% of that question, if you can solve, you all know the answer, but if you can relearn those things to solve in a very shorter way or quickest way, as in some of the cases Ashish has explained. So you may put in your WhatsApp group, in the base WhatsApp group, that suppose a method is known to you. Is there any shorter way or the quickest way to get into the solution? And if you can solve few questions, say 30 to 40% by this way, the amount of time you will save, that will give you an extra boost in the exam hall. So this is my suggestion to all of you. And in some cases, the speaker today has pointed out how to get the quickest, how to get the answer in a very shorter way. So that way you may practice in other branches of NET syllabus. So that would help you, because time is the best killer in the exam hall in this kind of exam. So thank you all. If you have any question, please put forward to the speaker.
I'll just add one point regarding my experience with the NET exam. So what I have done is I usually quickly go through the questions first. So first 10 minutes I just go through the questions and mark whatever is what I should do later. সো আমি মার্ক করি যে কোন কোশ্চেনগুলো এক্ষুনি অ্যাটেম্প করা আমার ঠিক হবে না, যেগুলোর জন্য সময় বেশি নষ্ট হবে সেগুলোকে আমি মার্ক করে রেখেছি যে এই কোশ্চেনগুলো এক্ষুনি আমার করা ঠিক হবে না, আর যেগুলো কোশ্চেন করা যাবে সেগুলোকে আমি আইডেন্টিফাই, মানে যেগুলো আমি মার্ক করি না সেগুলো আমি বাকিগুলো আমি ট্রাই করি। আর যদি দেখি যে খুব কম আমি অ্যাটেম্প করতে পারছি, তাহলে আমি যেগুলো পারবো এক্ষুনি সেগুলো মার্ক করে রাখি, ঠিক আছে? একটা অপশন আছে তোমাদের অনলাইন পরীক্ষায়, সেটা হলো যে মার্ক ফর লেটার। তো ওইটা ইউজ করবে, যেগুলো একটু লেংদি মনে হবে সেগুলো মার্ক ফর লেটার করবে, যেগুলো তক্ষুনি পেরে যাবে সেগুলো এক এক করে করতে থাকবে। এবার নেটের কিছু কিছু সাবজেক্টের সেকশন থাকে এবিসি, কিন্তু তোমাদের এতে সেকশন আছে কি এবিসি ডি আলাদা করে আছে না 100টা কোশ্চেন একসাথে থাকবে? মেহরুল বা কেউ একজন উত্তর দাও, তোমার যে ইউজিসি নেটের কোশ্চেন প্যাটার্ন সেটা কিরকম?
আমাদের হচ্ছে কি যেটা থাকে হচ্ছে প্রথম 50 নাম্বার আমাদের দিতে হয়, যেটা হচ্ছে কি আমাদের হচ্ছে শর্ট যে থাকে, আর তারপর হচ্ছে কি 100 নাম্বারে আমাদের কম্পিউটারে দিয়ে দেয়, কোশ্চেন দিয়ে দেয়।
তার মানে একসাথে 60-70টা কোশ্চেন থাকে, তাই তো? আচ্ছা
করতে পারি কত ঘন্টা, 1 ঘন্টা শেষ করে দিতে পারি, আর 1 ঘন্টা
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, কারো কোনো কোশ্চেন আছে? তার মানে বেসিক্যালি যেগুলো কোশ্চেন একটু কঠিন, টাইম লাগবে বা তোমার মনে হয় যে লেংদি, সেগুলো আমার মনে হয় পরের দিকে করা ভালো। একদম যেগুলো সহজ সেগুলো পটাপট করে নিতে হবে। প্রথমে 1 ঘন্টায় সহজ কোশ্চেন গুলো করে নিতে হবে, তারপরে একটু মাঝারি কোশ্চেন গুলো, তারপরে একদম কঠিন গুলো লাস্ট। এটা হলো নিয়ম। মানে কঠিন কোশ্চেন অ্যাটেম্প করার কোনো মানে নেই কিন্তু প্রথমে। চ্যাট বক্সেও কোশ্চেন করতে পারো। কোনো কোশ্চেন না থাকলে we can conclude today.
Now I would like Nargis ma'am to do the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Abid bhai. Good evening, everybody, once again. First of all, I must thank BASE for providing me the opportunity to deliver vote of thanks. On behalf of BASE, Bengali Academia for Social Empowerment, I convey my sincere thanks to our today's speaker, Sheikh Ashif Akram, for his BASE NetSet lecture on the topic Logical Reasoning and Mathematical Aptitude. It was a nice and interactive session, and I believe which helped our participants as well. So thank you very much for your kind effort you have extended for the help of our participants. Thank you. Next, I convey my cordial thanks to Mr. Rabiul Islam for his kind consent for chairing today's session. Thank you so much, sir. Hope both of your suggestions will guide and help our aspirants. Thank you, both of you. I must thank BASE President, Vice President, GS, and all members, especially the team who are working hard continuously for BASE lecture series happening successfully. Last but not the least, I must convey my thanks and appreciate our audience who have constantly shown their interest in BASE lectures. Thank you all. Please do not miss our next lecture, number 43. It will be tomorrow on 4th September at 7 p.m. The topic is the Asphyxial Empire, Cattle Trucks, Penal Spectacles, and the Prisoner's Body in Colonial Malabar 1921. Our esteemed speaker is Dr. P.K. Yasser Arafat, Assistant Professor, University of Delhi. So see you on the next session tomorrow at the same time. Thank you all. Have a great evening.